few people after yesterday?
Yeah, a few family members, a few teammates around the league that I had, of course. Yeah, I got a lot of love, obviously, so it's pretty cool.
Do you hear from anyone in like the entertainment music world?
Say it again?
Do you hear from anyone in the entertainment music world?
Nah, not yet. A few guys, just like a few rappers reached out to like people that I know who said it was pretty cool and it was super dope. So I'm happy about that. At least I feel like I got a few rhymes in me.
Now, can you take us through the process? How long does that take to write, put together, kind of come up with beat, everything?
Yeah, when they asked me, it was in the off season. I was back home in Houston with my family, and I got an email, and it was saying something about a schedule release, and I opened it and read it a little bit, and I didn't think it was real at first, so I kind of waited a little bit, and I think Surf reached out to me a week later, and followed back over me and asked me like, was I interested? And I kind of was hesitant because I didn't have my guys ZP and Jesse with me. But I was like, you know what, I'll do it. It was opportunity, and I'm always open to doing cool stuff. So yeah, it was a long process though. It took like over the total of 2 days. It took like 14 hours of shooting, and they kind of took it from there. But it was super fun though, super fun process.
Where did Rocketship come from?
Yeah, like I told people before, when I first signed here. And I saw like the logo, the team logo, it kind of reminded me of like the Rocketship symbol. So when I sent it to my boys in the group chat, I was like, man, y'all start calling me Rocketship. I'm gonna try to run with this. They was like, man, we're not calling you that. Like, I was like, all right, cool. Y'all gonna be calling me that soon. So I kind of just stuck with it. And, and it was kind of referring to like me and kind of where I felt I was at in my life as well. I felt like with me coming here, getting the fresh start, being able to compete for a starting position, I felt like it was like my career. It was time for me like to take off in a sense. So I feel like it was a cool saying, and I kind of just ran with it. And since I started like rapping, I was like, it's a cool rap name too. So.
What would you say are your main musical influences?
My brother, I would say honestly, somebody that I personally know. He's an artist out of Detroit, and just listening to him rhyme and how he rap and just his cadence and the flow of some of his songs is like I love listening to it. Like I'm like throughout the day, like he's probably the only person I'm really listening to outside of like anything I've created. Other than that, yeah, like my brother, he really like pushes me to kind of like just rap. Like I just like doing cool stuff, like, and I feel like it's cool because he do it. So.
Do those rhymes come easy for you? Like you're able to write stuff down? Does it just naturally just flow out?
Yeah, it's natural. I feel like because I like freestyling. Like even when I'm having family functions, I like getting on the mic and just singing or just freestyling over a beat or anything like that. So I feel like my rhymes kind of just flow.
When you're in the film room, what's that like with your teammates and you're doing kind of making a music video?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy to be in the film room, honestly, shooting a music video, and they had it all like. All these cameras was in there. It was super dark and all this cool stuff. And yeah, it felt like we wasn't at the facility at one point, but it was pretty cool though.
Kyler, Trey, Buddha, yourself. Did you hear from any of your teammates who were upset they were not included?
Nah, definitely not. It was all love because last season I did a few songs and mentioned some of the guys in the songs as well. And nobody feel no way about it. They just be happy that I'm doing something and it sounds pretty cool, and they think it's fire just because it's me. So, and I hope they're not lying to me, but I think I make some pretty good music though, honestly.
When did you start writing and rapping?
Like honestly, writing and rapping last year, like during the season, like last year. Yeah.
Was it like a way to just get away from football, or just a way to?
Yeah, honestly, like rapping, I feel like it does a lot for me personally. Because it takes me away from football. It kind of takes me away from my family, like not in a bad way, but like it just isolate me and put me like in this space where I'm happy in a sense, and I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying like rhyming and thinking of cool stuff to say, and like when I leave the studio, it's like, all right, I'm back to Mack, I'm back to going home, being with my family and things like that. But it just like I just enjoy just being in a different space where it's not work or family related or anything like that. But yeah, I enjoy rapping, honestly.
How did the group kind of come together with you and Jesse and Zach?
Yeah, so Jesse was obviously Jesse was an artist first. Like he was like a main, like he really was doing it. And I think me and ZP kind of like went to the studio with him one time and got on a song with him that I didn't like at first because it was like my first few times recording. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, we can't drop this. Like, nah, because I wasn't super confident at the time. And we kind of just stuck with it, and it came a routine. Like earlier during the season, I remember vividly when we was on our 4-game win streak, I think. After the first win that we got before the streak, we went to the studio that Sunday and like recorded like 3 songs. And then we won the next one, went to the studio, did the same thing. And we won the third one, went and did the same thing. So we was sitting on like 15 songs in 4 weeks. And then we had the bye week, and we didn't go to the studio, so it kind of like messed things up. But like over the course of the whole season last year, I think we did like 60 songs, just me, Jesse, and ZP. So.
I don't know how much in the past you paid attention to teams doing different videos and stuff for schedule release, but what was your thoughts when they were saying we want to do a rap song to release our schedule?
Yeah, honestly, I was super pumped, honestly, because I felt like, and I'm pretty sure that was the first time that was ever done, and for it to be on Apple Music and Spotify, I feel like that's pretty cool. Like that's a big deal. Like even though I always freestyle as a kid, and I always saw my brother music on Apple Music. Like I always told myself, like I'll never do a music video, but I always wanted to release my own music, and I'm here doing both now. So it's been fun though. I enjoyed the whole process with it. I was happy to have like my teammates supporting me throughout the whole deal. So yeah, we got a fire schedule release.
Have you had time to actually look at the schedule? What are your thoughts about the release, especially the opener, New Orleans on the road?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mentioned to some other people, this is my first time playing in New Orleans in the Dome, so I'm super excited. It's kind of not too close to home, but it's drivable for my family, so I have a lot of family in attendance. And just the rest of the schedule, I feel like it's a well put together schedule. We got to show up each week and go out and compete, and like no other, no matter what the strength of schedule may say, it doesn't matter. Like because I feel like any team can lose any given Sunday, so we got to scrap it up and just be ready to go to battle, every week.
You said earlier that your family's in Houston. Are you from Houston originally?
No, that's just where I'm home based.
What's it like when you'll play there this year? What's that going to be like having so many people there? And
yeah, it's gonna be dope. Because I got my mom a house in Houston, so I'll definitely have a lot of family in Houston in the Dallas game. It's gonna be special, honestly. Just it'll feel like a home game for me, obviously, because my mom there. I have a house there, and just to have that support system there is gonna be huge because that's something I really didn't have throughout the first few years of my career because I've always been on the East Coast and we never played down south, close to down south. So for my family to be able to make at least 4 or 5 games comfortably this year, like I'm super excited for that.
Is there more pressure playing in front of your mom?
No, I enjoy playing. I like giving them a show. Yeah. I was fucking pissed last year when I got hurt against the Patriots. Had like 40 people there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Obviously, they asked you to do the video because of your musical talents, but it kind of makes you kind of the face of that and the schedule releases. What does it mean to be one of those guys that represent the team like that?
Yeah, honestly, as I thought about it, over the last few days, I'm kind of just, everything just happening right in front of my eyes for me, like everything that I prayed for and worked for. I feel like over the years, just me staying patient, staying down, just waiting for my turn and just keep working and just keep chipping away at everything. And, this rap stuff just so happened to come, and the opportunity that I didn't want to pass up, obviously. But, I just feel like it just goes back to the person I am, honestly, just me, persevering throughout these years just to even be entering year 7 as a starter. I feel like that's a huge, huge deal. So I'm just going to keep chipping away, keep having fun with it, and try my best to be the best leader I can, throughout my time here.
You quickly became a leader in your room, linebacker room. What do you think of your new teammates, Akeem and Cody?
I think highly of those guys. Honestly, both have a tremendous skill set. I feel like both can play sideline to sideline. I feel like we got a good room of guys that can play sideline to sideline. I can't wait to see both of them in action. Honestly, I haven't seen him do much in a Cardinals jersey yet, so I'm super excited to see him throw in the Cardinals jersey and go out there and compete with the guys.
What did JG think of the song?
He loved it. Yeah, JG my #1 supporter. Him and Monty, man, that's my guys.
This team put a lot of resources into the defensive side of the ball. What do you think about everything that they've done thus far?
I think it's been great, honestly. I think they've done a tremendous job with the new additions, honestly. And you know, I feel like they just put people in the room to compete. You know, this game is all about competing, and you know, I just feel like guys just got to go out there, have fun with the process, and just take it one day at a time. You know, we filled some holes we felt was necessary, and like I said, I feel like we got a good group. We just got to put everything together and see how we can just execute week to week, I feel like.
Schedule release has become a big event around the league for every team, and while you guys have already been working for a couple of months in the offseason, to have a date and an opponent set, does that add any sort of fire, or is it just same mentality it's been up until this point?
Yeah, it's kind of same mentality. Obviously, you got a key on who you playing and when now, but I still feel like it just goes back to being where your feet at, you know, because we still early in the offseason, and you know, with us only being a couple weeks in, like you can't look too far ahead. You know, you got rookies who came in still trying to learn the playbook, who we gonna have to depend on, you know, down the line. So I feel like it's just having fun with the process, enjoying this moment, enjoying building this foundation, like laying the foundation down, enjoy building the camaraderie, getting to know each other, and kind of just going from there. You know, we still got about days away till training camp, you know, and I feel like training camp is when we really get to feel and build that identity of what type of team we want to be. So it's just all in the process right now, just enjoying the process, getting to know your brother, and just building from there.
You said you guys have done like 60 songs. Is that what's playing in the weight room? Any of those?
Nah, so all of them not on Apple Music. Like some of them, majority of them is on my phone. So I'm playing them like in the locker room on my speaker or something like that. But whatever we have on Apple Music, yeah, I'd definitely be bumping that in the weight room for sure.
You got a couple songs that have already dropped. You got anything else in the future?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got something that I'm working on after OTAs is over. So that'll be my last one until like we get some wins. I gotta lock in.
Mack, how was your visit to Mexico? I mean, you guys made a draft pick over there. How was the experience for you?
It was dope, honestly. Just to be able to go over there and just kind of see how they live in a small city. Well, it's not really small, but like in a city like Hermosillo, where it's not territory. Like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not. Can you give me the word? Like if we was to go to Cancun, yeah. What's the word I'm looking for? When we travel from the States, it's not very touristy. So it's more Mexican people there. It's not too much English. It's like everything's in Spanish. Like I needed a translator everywhere I went. So, but it was pretty cool. Like the food was amazing. Like the food was a 10 out of 10. The people was great. We got a huge fan base over there. I noticed like real diehard Cardinal fans over there. I was happy that they knew who I was, honestly, just for them to know who I was as a person. It was pretty cool for me, but the experience was great, though. I enjoy everything about it.
With Cody and Akeem coming in, how big of an opportunity is this for you as a leader, just having already established yourself in the system?
I mean, honestly, I just be me. I come to work. I be the same person every day. Like, I don't try to do nothing out the ordinary. You know, when it's time to lead, I lead, and I'm a guy who really just lead by action. Like, I come to work, I work hard. Like, I try to fight through any and everything, and I just try my best to be available as much as possible. Like, I'm not a man of many words. I'm not a rah-rah type guy, so I speak when when words need to be spoken, I speak, if that makes sense. So I just try my best to work hard and kind of just lead by that and let coach decide on if I'm leading or not, because I do what I'm supposed to do as a player, I feel like. And that's just that.